Good morning, Rodney. I love you. I was stressed because of what I earned this month, last month. Paid rent yesterday. What was remaining. I got to thinking, like there was a time I couldn't pay rent. You know, like just everything was over my head. Like no opportunity left, and I still found a way. And those kind of things can definitely take a toll on me. Like with everybody. I started acting out in other areas of my life because of it. I realized that. And today I started listening to sermon like I used to all the time, like every day. And then I did my prayers and I decided to read the Just for Today. And the Just for Today was about joy. How joy can't be purchased. How love can't be bought. And it really gave me some perspective. Like no matter how much I've made, it's never brought me really joy. It's given me happiness. Like I know that people say money can't buy happiness. I disagree. Like if you have enough, like more than enough, you can buy happiness in materials. But happiness with the lack of joy is short-lived. And the inner peace I have today, although I struggle a lot, is much more than it was years ago, a year ago, even when I had some time under my belt. I didn't have any joy. Progress for me brings happiness, and joy is gratitude. An older version or a younger version of me prayed for this version of myself. It's here. Yesterday I was like just all up in my head, like bad, and then somebody who sends me gratitudes regularly, and then I send my gratitudes back regularly, sent me a link to a Zoom, so I logged in right as I was tripping, and I was like, what am I going to listen to? And then a link popped up, and I clicked on it, and I logged into a meeting. And in that meeting, I got to hear what I needed to hear. That's probably why I feel a little better today. It's one of the reasons. That and gave me the ability to make an amends to somebody that I needed to. It's these things that I try to practice regularly. And I like to use the word try. I mean, I do practice them. Maybe I should downplay it, but I don't, it's not like it takes a little time for me. Like remembering a date or remembering something. It takes a little time for me. Some people may say that, well, I'm not remembering because it's not priority. It's not the case. There's some trauma behind remembering certain things that I try to block out when I hear about certain things. And it's not that I'm intentionally doing it, it just happens that way. This is who I am today. I don't know what I'll be tomorrow, but I know who I am today. I have to always remember that I'm going through exactly what I'm supposed to be going through. That helps. I have to stop people pleasing. That helps too. Yesterday I was definitely on the insecure side of things. All the way down to the smell of my cologne. I know that if I'm feeling depressed and stuff, I'm choosing to feel that way. Even if I don't like it. For some reason, I tend to like to live in a low state. And the only reason I say that is because I do it enough. I probably like it. I do it so much. It's because I've been like that for so long. It's just this state of normalcy for me, where I fall into that category of depression or fear, because I'm so used to doing it. That's been my go-to. I've hated it. There's insanity in that, doing the same thing over and over again, hoping that something different will be the outcome of it. But at least I don't ask myself anymore, why do I keep doing this to myself? By not asking myself that anymore, I can tell myself, okay, you're feeling this way. How much longer do you want to feel this way? What are you not doing? And that's why you're feeling this way. And that's faith. I read somewhere that when you're going through things, there's nothing in the literature that's going to help in some cases. But I have to balance that out and ask myself, do I always use that when I'm going through anything? And that can't be the case. There's no amount of money that can pay to help an emotional struggle. And sometimes there's nothing in the literature that can help with that. But there's always something that can help with a problem. There's always a solution. Going through it is one of them. Praying through it is another. Asking for help through it is another. And I asked for help these last couple of weeks, at least the last week and a half. And I've had these breaking points of where I don't. I find myself having more bad days than good days lately. But when I look at the definition of bad, I shouldn't class it as bad, because bad should be in its own category. So I should say that I don't have as good of days as others, and that's been happening lately. And because of that, well, I know the answer there. It's trust. If it's worry, it's the lack of trust. Because if I trusted, I wouldn't worry. And so how many times do I need to remind myself, well, you trusted through that, and you trusted through that. It's available for you to trust through this. Because I can't think of any situation I've ever worried through something. I usually worry during something. 23 more days. It's crazy. It's a good number if you're a sports fan. It's also, it can be this weird, there's this numerology weird thing about that number too. There's some significance to today. I'll find it. There's some stuff I was upset with yesterday that when I started really calculating and stuff, I realized, oh man. You know, like the kids getting a bath. Sitting here like, well, when's the last time you gave them a bath? Maybe focus on that. That helped me give them a bath, get their clothes ready today. Pleasantly. I get to see bits of the mountaintop. When I think I'm gonna stay on the mountaintop, that's when shit falls apart. And then when I realize I'm not even on a fucking mountaintop, that's when things get better. I set out to do this so I could be there for people. And in doing this, I find that a lot of the times I'm just trying to be there for myself. Maybe I just want to say I want to be there for people. Arguing with somebody when they're going through some turmoil is not being there for somebody. No matter how I feel or what I feel is, well, how dare they say that? How understandable they say that. It should be a much better way of going about things. I had a friend reach out yesterday, and I'm really good at giving advice. Not so good at taking it. But if I were to take my own advice and treat myself like I would Jesus, or treat other people like I would treat Jesus, you know, whether you believe it or not, then I would treat myself a little differently, and I would talk to other people differently too. And just because I'm going through something doesn't mean that they aren't either. And just because I'm going through something doesn't mean that it excuses bad behavior. Circumstance does not take away from responsibility. Responsibility doesn't necessarily have to just be the act of doing something. It could be the act of being a certain way, talking a certain way. I got a friend that's like going through some, like, every bad thing you can think of that's like super stressful. And then I asked myself, okay, what would you do if you were in those shoes? Fuck, man, the only answer that came to my head was get loaded. I like to believe I wouldn't. That's the only thing that would sound good in that situation. So maybe I wouldn't get loaded, but shit, man, I'd want to not be in it at all. So I take my hat off to anybody who can go through that much stuff and not get loaded. And like, it'd be the farthest thing in thought. And I'm not even talking about like my loaded. I'm just talking about any loaded. And I know loaded is loaded. At least what I believe. But still. It's painful to not be able to smoke pot or drink through something that intense. still have to, parent and all that other stuff. Yeah, I get to like thinking like I'm trying to compare, so maybe it makes me better. But that's not how I'm supposed to be doing this either. But today's going to be a good day. I have a good feeling about today. Today has to be about trust. That I trust that everything is going to work out. That I trust that if I just put my faith in my higher power and everything that's out of my control can go on that plate of, here's the things I need you to help me with, that everything will work out. And maybe I can start asking more of, hey, can you hold on to this and then give me the ability to be there for somebody? However I can be. I can't help. I shouldn't try to help if I'm not asked to help. See, that's a control issue I have. Just because I want to help doesn't mean it's a good thing. So, it's just all part of the process. It's all part of the process. There's some blessings, there's some stuff, but for the most part, clean today. Coming up on a milestone. And I made it to work early. Got the kids' clothes ready so they can do their event today. Did my part as a co-parent and packed my lunch so I don't have to spend money on BS. So today's gonna be a good day. I sold a car yesterday when I didn't think I'd be able to. I thought yesterday was like out of the question, and I still found a way. So it's all good. It's all good in the hood. This stuff works. If you're watching this and you're not sure, man, I don't want to get clean. Or if like I got like a day clean, I don't know. It works. The stresses are going to still be there. It's just how I handle them a little differently. It helps with it. Good luck out there. It ain't easy. It's tough. A lot of people don't understand. Most people don't know. At least with you. And then there's a group of people that completely understand and love you. And I just want to give you a hug and tell you it's going to be okay. It's going to be different, but then it'll be okay. Because like trying to stay clean after getting loaded for so long and then, dealing with shit is really tough. And anybody who can do that, I understand. That's all I got.